So this is the Sleepy Sloth painting. You should have received a sketched canvas and some paints. You can put all your paints out onto a plate and make sure you have a cup of water for rinsing your brush and some napkins handy. Once you get all your paints put out onto the plate, you want to mix a little bit of blue and some white together to make your sky background color. And once you've got that mixed up, you have a nice sky blue color. You can go ahead and start painting all the sky color all around the outside of the sloth. You can pause the video at any time just so you can see where we painted the blue on the canvas. You can also paint around the edges of your canvas if you would like to, while you're still working with the blue. And then once you're done painting all of the blue all around your sloth, you're going to go ahead and rinse out your brush. And you want to mix a tiny bit of black into some of the brown. Don't mix up all the brown, just a little bit of it. And that's going to be the color that you're going to paint onto your branch that the sloth is laying on. So just pay attention to what parts of the branch you're going to be painting. You can see that it's kind of in 3 sections. So you can always pause the video here if you want to take a look at where we painted the branch. Once you're all done painting the branch, rinse out your brush. You're going to mix a little bit of white and brown together. That's going to be the sloth color. In a light brown, and that's what color you're going to use to paint the sloth's body and his arms. So mix a little bit of white and brown together to make a light brown and paint his body and his arm color. You can pause the video if you need to pay attention to where the brown is going. Then you can paint underneath his chin and his little eye area in the brown, just like this example. You can also take that same color and you can give him some claws down on his feet. They kind of curl up almost like an eyelash, so they're long claws for climbing trees. So just a quick brush stroke with your small brush to finish his claws. Then you can start to work on the hat. I did a little tiny bit of black mixed into my red to make a darker shade of red, and I painted his hat in stripes. So this is how I started. I painted one stripe that goes all the way from one tail of the hat all the way up over his forehead and all the way back down the other side. Once you've got that first stripe in there, you can continue making the red stripes up the hat, leaving a white gap in between. Once you have all of those red stripes painted in there, you may want to let them dry a little bit. And when you're ready, rinse out your brush, mix a little bit of white into some orange, and that's the orangey color stripe that I put on the hat. So you can fill in your orangey stripes on your hat once the red part is dry. Once you've filled in all of your orange stripes, you can also go ahead and add a pom-pom on the top of his hat and the little tassels that hang down the sides. Just quick little brush strokes with your small brush. I started with the orange first, and then once that was dry, I went in with a little bit of red and I add some little streaks of red tassels into the pom-pom and the hanging tassels. So it's kind of like a two-tone orange and red pom-pom and tassels. Once you're all done with that, you're going to rinse out your brush, and then you're going to fill in his face. So the white part on his face, you're just going to paint it white. And it's okay if you paint over the nose. you can draw that back in after. So you're just filling in that white part on the face. Once you're all done that, let that dry, and then you can add the little black markings. So he's kind of sleeping. So his eyes are closed, so they look like little smiley faces. And then, of course, you're going to add his little mouth smile. And then you're going to fill in his nose, which is kind of like a rounded out upside down triangle. Once you're all done with his face details, rinse out your brush. You can take your bigger brush and dab on some snow in random parts of the sloth and on the branch. And then you can take the end of your brush and take the tip of it and add little snowflakes all over the whole entire canvas. And that's it. You should have a sleepy sloth.